Question. You have came to the studios numerous times, so we are glad to have you a part of the station. Let me ask you a question. What is it that drives you to bringing the youth in with your campaign?
Because what we have to take a look at today, the highest crime right now is committed by the youth. You know this and I know this, Rob. We've discussed this.
Okay.
Many of our youth are the ones who end up victims of gang and drug and gun violence. Am I correct?
That is correct. That's correct.
And this is one of the things you've always said is if we were to invest in education and if we were to invest and take time with our youth to create avenues and opportunities and programs, that would bring down the crime. And that's something that we continually talk about. Well, at Collins for Chicago, what I've done is I've implemented those programs and reaching out to the youth and working with the youth. And so it's brought young men like Lil Prada, who is an artist and becoming a very well-known artist who has his own record label and everything.
Oh, it look like we got a caller calling in. Oh, it's just a telemarketer. We don't got time for telemarketers. Go ahead with your...
Yeah. So what we've done is we've actually been putting our money with our mouth and making sure that we create those programs already. As you know, I grew up in the Henry Horner Projects area, and I worked in the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm an alumni of the Henry Horner Boys and Girls Club, where we had many programs in sports and mathematics and science, wood shop and things like that, so that our youth had a way to use their creative minds in a positive way rather than just hanging out on the streets. And so when you take a look at a young man like Lil Prada, who has put together a song called Put the Guns Down, that shows you that they want something better than death.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay, Mr. Prada, tell me a little bit about yourself. What is it that brings you with the campaign with Mr. Fred Collins?
Well, I met him through a friend of mine at one of his events up north. So I got invited to his event with my positive song, the positive message I have in my song called Put the Guns Down.
That's right.
And they gave me the opportunity to perform, and I did that well, and they liked the message. And Frederick Collins, he's a nice guy, so he grabbed me and pulled me along with his campaign. He's supporting me and pushing my message.
That's right.
Off the love and respect.
Okay. So where are you performing at right now?
Well, now I have 2 events coming up. I'm still waiting on the info now, but I performed at a lot of local events, a lot of neighborhood
events,
yeah.
Right, and a lot of youth events and a lot of positive community movement events he's been at. And this is one of the things that really attracts me to this young man and many of our young people in the city of Chicago, is that they're so talented. Instead of closing schools, Rahm Emanuel, we should be investing in schools. You know, I just saw the mayor the other day. I was at Greater St. John Hope Baptist Church, and Rahm Emanuel comes walking in about the last 10 minutes of the service. You know, I was actually waiting on him to walk on water because he walked in like he was the Messiah or something. And I'm thinking to myself, what nerve of him to come into our community when he's closed the schools, he's not created not one new job, and he's done nothing to invest in our community.
So tell me a little bit about the experience with him coming to Greater St. John Church. What was the whole purpose of you being there? What was the whole purpose of him being there? I know you're out there on the campaign trail. As of course, you know, it's getting close to it's October, and of course, election time, ballot time is when is the ballot time for Chicago?
Well, the election is ballot is going to be November 17th. Is the day that everybody starts to file to get on the ballot. The election is February the 24th, 2015. But as you know, we've been out here campaigning hard for 2 years straight. So, you know, and God moves in mysterious ways. Everything I do, I put God first. And so I've really been blessed in life, the 45 years that I've been here on earth. And so, you know, we were out campaigning. We had stopped in at a couple of other churches. And then we decided, well, you know what? We want to stop by Reverend Ackery's church. We enjoy his service. We know him to be a true man of faith. And so we just dropped in just to, you know, go there and enjoy the service. And let me tell you something. I truly enjoyed his service. And one thing I like about Reverend Ackery is that he's out there in the community. He is definitely out there in the community. So he puts his faith to work because we know faith without works is dead. So there's nothing dead about his ministry. But when we got there in the church, I didn't know it, but when I walked in, a lot of people, I guess, who recognized me said, "Oh, the mayor is here. We're expecting the other mayor." And I said, "What other mayor?" And they said, "Robert Emanuel's supposed to be here." And I said, "Well, that's fine. We just came to worship." And so we did. We had a great time at his church. But what really saddens me is the slavery mentality of our people to believe that some great white hope is just going to fall out of the sky and deliver us all, when God has given us everything from birth within ourselves to deliver ourselves, And so we're made in his own image. And in God's image, that means we have power. We don't need nobody else. We have power. And to see Rahm Emanuel want to show up at our churches, and this isn't the first church that I've seen him show up at, he wants to walk in like the last 3 years didn't exist.
So he came into the church. So what happened? Did he speak?
He did. He came in and he spoke for. You heard of testifying? Well, he testified.
Okay.
He came in and he testified, and he talked about 2 miles outside of downtown Chicago. Really, his whole thing was about downtown Chicago. And when he talks about education, I looked around the church and I could see people's lips just tuned up because they knew he wasn't telling the truth. You can't talk about sending our kids to college for free when you're closing grammar schools and high schools. How are they going to get to college if there are no grammar schools and high schools? And when you take a look in the newspaper today, everything about Mr. Rahm Emanuel's administration as mayor of the city of Chicago is filled with corruption and backroom deals that do not service the people of Chicago at all, and primarily hurt the black and Latino community. Just today in the newspaper, it talks about the corruption and lack of oversight over the red light cameras. Well, we already knew that. Then when you take a look at Uber, who's trying to put the taxi cab drivers out of business. These are people that live in our community. These are people that send their kids to the same schools we go to.
That people who are charged with sexual assault and aggravation and things of that nature, and people are not aware of it. But at the same time, you've been pounding the pavement, and we're not here to bash anybody. We're here to talk about your campaign, what you're doing out here on the campaign trail, and bringing young youth in to and educate them about politics and what is going on out here. Mr. Potter, tell me, we unfortunately can't play your CD because it's not an MP3 format, and we're going to get it in rotation for this week. But at the same time, tell me, what's your experience been like with working with Frederick Collins?
Well, it's been good. It's been knowledge for me. It motivated me to go harder, and I realized that it is people out here that's willing to help the young youth and push them and promote them. And Frederick Collins is doing just that. He's pushing me and promoting me, and he's getting me out here. He had me on 3 radio stations already, and it's been good. It's been a nice experience working with him.
And here's a very positive from our youth, such as artists like Lil Prada and the other artists that we've been also dealing with and working with. They're able to reach the youth. And it's so important that we don't leave the youth disconnected from us as elders. We have a lot of wisdom to pass to them, but we also can learn and gain a lot from them. And I think that's really what it's about, is being able to communicate and pass the baton so that the next generation can carry on.
So right now we're going to go to a commercial break, and during that time, we're going to try to get this track up that Prada, Put the Guns Down, he has made for Jakeem Noah from the Chicago Bulls. So we're going to try to get that up in a few seconds, but we're going to go to a commercial break. WGSJBC Radio, Smooth 90.5 FM, Smooth Jazz, Gospel Jazz, Inspirational Progressive Talk Radio. So don't forget to give us a call, 708-343-3906. We got Frederick Collins live in the studio, y'all. Frederick Collins. Y'all got to give us a call. Give us a call, 708-343-3906.
It's fine, so baby. The powerful Center Clean.
Hello?
Hey, baby.
Who is this?
It's me, Easy Lou.
Easy Lou.
You don't remember last week?
No.
You drove your car to my place.
I did no such thing.
I changed your oil.
step into the mist.
Jazz is ever changing. How you feel that day affects how the music comes out of your horn, your piano. There's an honesty to jazz that's been there since whiskey came in the back door with the musicians in the old speakeasies. That's what makes it great. Captain D's Great American Fish Fry is here, and you'll want to come on by and try the ones that didn't get away. Look, a lightning bug.
Where?
Your granddaddy's gonna catch it for you. Gotcha. Well, forgive me, sir. I'm sorry.
Hey.
We don't allow commercials in here.
Let me hear.
This is Serious Blues 74.
Do you hear me, baby?
There you go. AutoZone! Want to dress up the inside of your ride? Get in the zone. AutoZone. If you drive a Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury and know a good value when you see it, your timing couldn't be better than right now. Your Atlanta Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers have some great offers on service. And not just any service, genuine parts and service. Get the works. Enter today at azdiamondbacks.com and click your way to the bay.
Well, we're live back in the studio. We're live once again. WGSJBC Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Frederick Collins. He is live here in the studio. That's right. Frederick Collins, he's back here, and he has a young man that is working with him, doing some musical tracks. His name is Little Prada. He's a young African-American artist that has worked with one of the Chicago Bulls, Jakeem Noah. Also, this young man has put out a track called Put the Guns Down. We're going to go and talk to Mr. Prada right now. Tell us a little about this track. What inspired you to doing this track?
Well, what inspired me on doing this track? Well, me, a young black African American male coming from the west side of Chicago. It's nothing but violence. But I'm going to say the radio personality inspired me on making this track also, referring to the air. Everybody on the air saying, put the guns down. And I'm a smart artist. I use my head a lot, so I'm thinking like I'm going to make that a campaign. Like, okay. I'm going to make that a campaign. So
it's a good campaign.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19?
19 right now.
Okay.
19.
All right. So you getting your feet wet into the campaign field. Is this a stepping stone for you? Are you continuing to be involved in the politics after Mr. Frederick Collins makes it into office?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I like the politics. I work with Governor Pat Quinn. I work with Collins. Yeah, I like the politics.
And what I like about it is, here's a young man saying, "Hey, look, there's something positive we can do, but I want to make sure this message gets out to put the guns down." And as you know, young people listen to other young people. They do.
So let me ask you this question, because many times you have came to the studio with a different artist. What is your driven purpose of having different hip hop or musical artists part of your campaign? What is the driven purpose for that?
To show that my campaign and my plan for being the next mayor of the city of Chicago involves our youth, and to show my investment in the youth. You have to remember now that the youth have created a $1 trillion business. Hip-hop is a $1 trillion business. We now have black billionaires from hip-hop. And so they impact everything from clothing. They've created a new language in our culture. And so many of the things that they do impact our youth, and our youth pay attention to it. So why not reach out to them and harness that creativity in a positive way to put out a positive message and to give our youth an outlet in which to speak and relate to the rest of society. Okay. And so that's really what my campaign is about. That's why I'm so heavily invested in education and the arts and crafts, making sure that we have after-school programs, these things, so that we can reach that full potential of our youth and give them a future that they can look forward to. Looking at buildings with X's on them makes them only feel like there's no tomorrow. Walking past vacant lots, hearing gunfire all through the night, makes them think it's nothing worth carrying on for tomorrow. We've got to show them that there's a better way.
Okay, well, we're going to get back with you in a few minutes, but we're going to play Mr. Prada's and Little Prada's track. Here we go. The name of the track is called Put the Guns Down on live 365 WGSJBC Radio.